Welcome back to another episode of IPL Review in iCaptain Media channel, especially for you guys. So we're going to talk about all the exciting matches, exciting performances, the race for the orange cap, purple cap, and the table. Everything in one place here at iCaptain Media with Brad, Chalise, Ashik Lama, and Pritu Baskota, and me, Sharvani Regmi. Welcome to the show, guys.
Hello, guys. Welcome back. Episode 2 of IPL discussions. My colleagues, welcome back, Brad,
Hey,
aka Bardhan. Welcome
Thank
back,
you,
Pritu,
Ashik.
Sharvani.
Hello.
Very nice to see all three of you again on week 2. Super excited. A lot of developments that took place between then and today. So let's see. Let's break things down and let's go from there. Let's see whose predictions was right for the most part. Whose predictions was kind of here and there, and that doesn't mean that we suck at it. The whole purpose is we get to do it again, which is why we meet every week. So welcome back, guys. Sharvani, what do we have on table today?
The table has been changed a bit. Gujarat Titans are now at the top, followed by Delhi Capitals in the second place and RCB in the third place. So RCB has still managed to keep their place in the top 3.
Brad, what's your take on that?
great exciting week. To be honest, week 2 for us to watch the games. Gujarat's doing really well. My favorite was Punjab, but they are at 4, but they still have 4 games. So Gujarat has played 5 and won 4. So it's a good table, and then they have like few teams who have just won 1 games. It's pretty open as of now.
Yeah, and Delhi is number 2 because they have played 3 games. But the good part is they beat Chennai in Chennai.
Delhi, like you said, Ashik, Delhi has just played 3 matches, and Royal Challengers at third place have played 4 matches, and it's going to be a good competition because both the teams have been playing really well. They have adapted to the conditions really well wherever they have played, and I think it's going to be a big week ahead. Of course, Gujarat Titans are leading the table, 5 games, 4 wins. Punjab is doing well as well. They just lost 1 game. The only team that has struggled in the last week has been Sunrisers. And also, even although Mumbai have been playing well, but they have lost 2 matches as well. So it's going to be a tough road ahead for Chennai, Sunrisers, and Mumbai because 5 games and they've just won one each. It's going to be a uphill task for them.
But do you think it'll be a tough situation for MI? They always start a bit slow in the season, but once it's mid-season, they start winning all their matches. So I'm not too worried about Mumbai right now.
But I mean, it's the IPL, right? So it's every day, every tournament. It's not going to be the same. I mean, of course, the Mumbai Indian fans would be hoping that Mumbai can just climb up the table, but it's going to be a tough road ahead. I mean, Hardik Pandya has been doing well as a captain. He's been bowling well, batting well. Captaincy has been on point as well. But it's just that the other players need to step up for Mumbai.
Yeah, sometimes, winning is a habit. It's also a rhythm. They have been able to find that rhythm somewhere in the middle of the tournament. But if you look at Hardik Pandya last game, he was so confident from the very first inning. It took 5, right?
Right, he did. He did.
He
Against
came in at a
LSG.
place where ideally, I've been seeing a lot of criticism against him for not taking that single. But in my opinion, he made the right decision. If it was anybody from, the decision maker from that dressing room, I would support him. And he was the best person to finish it because he was already high on confidence from, the first inning. And as a captain, as a skip, and these guys are paid to show up on those situations. So yeah, I mean, hard luck, tough luck, but hopefully they find their rhythm and turns the table because currently there are so many teams on the race to be on top 4.
See, on the Sunrisers Hyderabad, in my opinion, they were a runners-up team last year. Last IPL edition, right? So there's a chance they're gonna bounce back. They have a very solid team. The batting unit has failed. So if you see both of these teams, right, number 9 and 10, so Chennai and Sunrisers, Chennai's been, being a champion for so many seasons. They might bounce back. It's just like top order. If you see the top order has failed miserably. You know what I mean? Like if you want to see, they play the first game, Rachin scored. Sunrisers has been failing all the time, and then it's been for the lower order to kind of get the innings going. So if they come back with that, I think there's a high chance they're gonna climb up the ladder, and that's the points table is gonna be really, really interesting. And on the other hand, when we talk about Delhi has won 3 out of 3 games. They have not lost a single game. So that's another thing that we have to keep in mind, that they are winning high, and they might continue doing that. So It's looking solid for Delhi at this point of time, and as well as Gujarat.
And I think for Delhi also, KL Rahul is at the top of the order and he scored runs as well. So that's a big plus for Delhi Capitals because KL Rahul scoring runs is,
Yeah.
I mean, we all know what a big player and what a class player he is. So he's going to be the key for Delhi Capitals. And he has a point to prove for his previous owners at LSG. So I think he is up to the task.
And congratulations to him for becoming a father recently.
Oh, yeah. That's right. Congratulations. Yeah.
Yeah, congrats.
That's why he missed out on the first match, didn't he?
Right.
Yeah. Okay. What do we have next?
Sunrisers Hyderabad lost to KKR by 80 runs, so it was very difficult for Sunrisers batsmen to step up in that game, except Aiden Markram. So it was like a one-man army in that game from my perspective.
Yeah, so if you want to, again, go back to my conversation last time, what we talked about is the top order not being able to perform, especially for Sunrisers. That's been a roadblock for them basically to come up the ladder. But they have all capable players. Travis Head and Abhishek Sharma has not been going at all. Ishan Kishan got 100, so one in the back for him, to be honest, right? So he did some pretty well. Nitish Kumar has not scored runs either.
Right. I mean, IPL is such a cutthroat tournament that, even when you get off to a flying start like Ishan Kishan did, but then he's not been able to put in some meaningful contributions. But for Travis Head and Abhishek Sharma, I think they really need to get it going for SRH because prior to the tournament, I think the hype was really there. I mean, Travis Head, Abhishek Sharma, Ishan Kishan, who has been in great form, even within the camp of SRH. So I think they just need to push it a little bit. I mean, big loss against KKR. We all know how Ajinkya Rahane played really well. Like I mentioned earlier in the last discussion, that Venkatesh Iyer, I mean, he was the key, and then he steps up, comes in low down the order, scores a 60. I mean, with more than 200 strike rate. So that shows the ability that, and we haven't seen the best of Andre Russell yet. So KKR have been a really strengthful side throughout the IPL, and I think they have got that champion's attitude, and that's what they showed against SRH. And SRH bowling had been struggling. We all know how their batting has been struggling as well. Pat Cummins, I mean, they're looking at Pat Cummins to get some wickets, but he's not been able to produce some wickets for SRH. So a few slight concerns for SRH, but I mean, still a few matches to go, so they will bounce back for sure. And kudos to Vaibhav Arora. I think he bowled brilliantly. I did watch that match full length, and I think he picked up 3 wickets. And he was bowling those in dippers, like his action really lets the ball come into the right-handers, and I think it bowled brilliantly. Great lengths.
Yeah, see, guys, some games are like that. No matter how good of a team you are, sometimes, like I was talking about the momentum earlier, winning is a habit. Sometimes when you lose a bunch of games, and sometimes this is the platform you are setting yourself during the first half of the game for you to bounce back and go all the way. So it might take some more time, couple more games for these guys to get that momentum back. But once they get it, I think they're gonna do pretty good. I think they will fight till the end. Even now, when you see the point table, all 7 teams are there, besides a few teams. So imagine now when the top 7 out of top 7, few teams starts to lose, which is going to happen, which we are going to talk about possibly
100%.
next week or so, right? And then imagine if one of these bottom 3, bottom 4 teams starts winning, or 2 of them starts winning, then the whole equation changes. Then everybody is within the mix, which is what we want to see. We want these guys to win a few games so we have a few more things to talk about.
Sure.
But yeah, that's the entertaining side. That's the game side of it. We'll see how things goes. By next week, we'll have a better idea which teams actually are struggling and which teams are gaining the momentum back.
And now let's talk about Lucknow Super Giants versus Mumbai Indians. So LSG won the match by 12 runs. So what do we have to say about that? Mitchell Marsh scored 60 runs for LSG, but did Surya Kumar Yadav. He scored 67 runs for MI, but still MI fell short. So what are we thinking of Mumbai's form right now?
LSG, I think, like you mentioned, Sharvani, Mitchell Marsh has been in stupendous form. He's been 4 half centuries as of yet. I mean, he's in the form of life, I would say, because I have not seen Mitchell Marsh playing so well, even for Australia. But he's a brilliant player. We all know he's a power pack player. He just scores, run all around the wicket. His back foot game is really strong, and I think for LSG that's the best part. Mitchell Marsh has been formed. Aiden Martin has scored, I think, 50 as well, and Nicholas Piron. We all know he's currently the best T20I batsman in my opinion. He just bludgeons the ball all over the ground. He's got shots all over. And Rishabh Pant, we have not seen the best of Aish Vadoni yet. I mean, he's another Delhi lad playing for LSG, and he's just brilliant as well. Like you mentioned, Bardhan, last time that you really liked. Aish Vadoni, he's brilliant as well. So LSG, I mean, they're looking good. They're looking super good. I mean, they set up huge target, 100 and 204. And I think for Mumbai, they were struggling from the start as well. I mean, they did get close to the target with Surya Kumar and Naman Diri playing some amazing shots. But then I think credit must go to the LSG leggy, or I don't know, mystery. You can call him the mystery guy. He's a big fan of Sunil Naran, and he just keeps on bowling and delivering the goods for LSG. I think 4 overs, 21 runs, 1 wicket. I mean, brilliant spell. Brilliant spell. I think no one could get on top of Digvesh Rathi, and I think that's a great sign for LSG. Even with Ravi Bishnoi in their ranks, they still opted for Digvesh Rathi, and I think he's been delivering the goods for them.
So Nicholas Puran, he's been in a good form. Even though he only scored 12 runs in last game, he had a strike rate of 200. So we can see how he's in a really good form right now. Definitely a really good asset for LSG.
Yeah, Nicky P, as you say, he's wearing the orange cap. So basically, he's the most run getter. Followed by what's his name, Sai Sudarshan. But yeah, he's been holding this cap after 5 games. So yeah, they have a very good batting side. They've been really doing well by putting up the score. But as I mentioned, the bowlers are going to be a key factor to win IPL. Then take them through, is because bowling unit has to be really strong. Once that's get going, it's going to be a game changer. So LSG losing 2 games is because of that, but if you look at their batting, yes, they have been an absolutely amazing form batting wise. Like Michelle Mark's been going well, Aiden Mark's been going well, Nicky Puran has 4 runs. The only person that has been failed is the captain. And if Rishabh Pant gets going, it's going to be lethal. Team that can turn the table in no time.
I think that's the best batting lineup in the IPL for teams combined.
And on the other hand, the issue with Mumbai Indians that I feel is I think Trent Bolt is pretty I think burned out for this point of time. He is not made up for IPL in my opinion, because it's not been a good form. He has not scored any runs. He's been very predictable. So Deepak Chahar has been better. So if you look at that, the bowling unit has been really, really, really bad. And they're just relying on Michelle Santner. Hardik Pandya has been really doing well as a captain. He has done last few years too, but they have not won the title. Bad luck. But as a captain, he's been scoring and taking wickets all the time.
And Jasprit Bumrah is back in the lineup as well.
Absolutely, that might makes a difference. That's the first game they lost, but that's fine. They're gonna come.
You know what they say, boom 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 ra, karte ka batsman ko gumrah. Yeah.
Certainly Mumbai Indians would be hoping for Bumrah to do so, but let's see.
Yeah, and on the other note, what do you guys think of retiring Tilak Verma in that game?
I think he should have kept him, because he was there for a while and he was seeing the ball. He had scored runs, and unless Tilak Verma said, "Hey, I'm not feeling good in certain circumstances, and let somebody else take my place,"
retiring Tilak Verma and sending Michelle Santner in doesn't make any sense. Verma is a way better batsman than Michelle, and he's been scoring he scored 25 or 23 runs. Few sixes would have changed the game. So retiring him and having Santner play 2 balls, it just doesn't make any sense for me. That could have been another 12 runs from Tilak Verma. That would have been a game changer there.
You're not bringing in Kyron Pollard in place of Tilak Verma too. You're bringing in Mitchell Santner.
Exactly.
So that was, I think,
exactly.
Yeah, that was, I think, a pretty rough on Tilak Verma's part, and also the captain was batting at the non-striker end. So Hardik Pandya was there, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes,
but then,
he was.
You bring in Santner, you have 26 to get off the last over, 6 balls. We all know Santner is a great player. He's more of a bowler than a batsman. But then retiring a batsman who's set, who was struggling, no doubt. But then you have more chances of him scoring more runs than what Santner did, most
True,
certainly.
true. I don't think that makes any sense. That's like one of the horrible move I've seen.
These matches, I think CSK retired.
It wasn't Conway, was he? No.
Yes, it was Conway. Yes, Ashik. That's
Yeah,
right. So they retired. So, and even though he was batting at 50 or something like that. So, I mean, that's how cutthroat IPL is.
But CSK lost because of him.
Yeah, if you look at it like critically,
let's be
then
honest.
yes.
Bro, he played like 50 balls, 50 odd balls to score. Oh my god, horrible batting, chasing 200.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
see,
my
guys,
point. That's how tough
That's
IPL is,
crazy.
right?
this is what AI does for you, right? In today's game, we have been seeing in last few games that players are being retired, players who are scoring but not so fast. So all the physical metrics, all the strength, all the tracking mechanism that has been introduced in leagues like this has been able to give the data output which has helped these decisions to be made, which is now being very common. And so let's also look at it from that perspective. Right? I'm pretty sure there is somebody who's looking into it. They're using some kind of technology in order to track, hey, is this the right time for this player to retire in this kind of match game simulation? Or who else would be the right replacement in this scenario? So I'm pretty sure there is a lot of data tracking and mechanism that's being used, that's being implemented on the hindsight. So which is also good to see. A lot of people take emotionally, a lot of people think differently. And trust me, nobody is wrong to think, their own way. Everybody has their independent way, but looking at this pattern kind of gives me more confidence that hey, this is something that's being taken place in today's IPL.
That's right. The technology is forever like changing. There's more advanced year after year in terms of AI tracking analysis, so I'm sure it played a big role behind the scenes for CSK. Let's move on to Delhi Capitals versus CSK. That's the match I wanted to talk the most about because Delhi won. Delhi won by 25 runs. Obviously, we have to mention Vijay Shankar. The batting he did, he scored 69 runs in 54 balls, which was pretty good, the highest score for CSK in the match. However, that was not enough because KL Rahul scored 77 runs in 51 balls. What do we have to talk about that?
Yeah, so Delhi's been doing really well, won all 3 games, so they are high of confidence. Their top order is scoring runs. Everybody's chipping in. Miguel Rahul has been in a tremendous form. I think Jake is still yet going. And Akshar has been really good in his captaincy because he's been doing really well. He's a good contender. He's a very smart cricketer. Sure, I've always liked him. He's gonna be the one who's gonna replace us. There's gonna be more better than him in team as well. So this guy has a lot of potential. So looking at that, they put a decent total 183. It should be a good chasing total for Chennai. But as I said, the top order has been miserably performing for these folks. You know what I mean? Like Rachin has not been great going at this point of time, and Devon was not scoring either. So Rituraj has been failed last few games. The top 3 has not scored a lot of games, which has been a major setback for Chennai Super Kings. And Jadeja has not been bowling well either for Chennai. In my opinion, he's not been taking wickets and he's not been that effective at this point of time. But Dhoni, it was criticized because he scored 30 of like 26 balls. But if you see the last game, he scored about at 30 of like 12 balls. So it's just depending on the game. But as I say, the top order has not been get going, and I think for them to lose, Vijay should have just buckled a bit and tried to score some bit early because scoring at 127 and then losing by 25 odd runs is not that great. I think this is a horrible performance from Chennai.
I was with
Go ahead, Sharvani.
Yeah, he's the captain, Ruturaj Gaikwad right now, and he only scored 5 runs as a top order batsman when the openers were not able to perform. He was supposed to play a longer inning and stay, stabilize the upper order, but I was just disappointed because I wanted to see more from him as the captain this year.
I mean, there were a few point of concerns even during the match. I mean, Vijay Shankar, I think he should have upped the ante a bit for CSK. Like you mentioned, Bardhan, I mean, with Shivam Dube coming in, and we all know what a big hitter Shivam Dube is, but then he's not being in good form as of yet. But I think he did play a good game in the last match. So Vijay Shankar surely should have stepped up, and Ravindra Jadeja has not been getting runs for CSK as well. And then MS Dhoni came in when the required rate was, I think, 11 or 12 runs an hour. But then he tried to up the accelerator, but then he couldn't do it as well. But I think the Chennai lost the match was at the top of the order, because the top order hasn't been firing, and that's where you need to score runs. And during the power play, whenever your first down number 3 batsman comes in, they have to score runs, because you get most value out of the power play, and then you are in the game. Especially when you are chasing anything over 180. They're chasing 184, which is a par score on that pitch. We all know that Delhi Capitals did get a decent enough score on the board. I think when you're chasing 180 plus, you just have to get like 2 good partnerships, then you're in the game, which Chennai never got. So that's why they ended up winning by 25 runs, which is a pretty decent margin in T20 games. So I think Chennai have to look at their middle order and also their top order. If they're looking to make any changes, they might do it in the next match, because their middle order do need to get some runs.
Well, we just hope this continues, and they start to win, because they only have like 1 win out of 5.
Nice.
That's right.
Yeah.
Right.
Horrible.
Yeah.
Right. Rachin has to get restarted, and Tilak Conway, he has to accelerate. Like, only stability doesn't take you too further. Like, 120, 130 strike rate is not enough in today's IPL when teams are scoring like 230, 40, and it's like almost 300 in some cases, right?
Yeah, even when teams are scoring 180, they would want to win the match in the 16th or 17th, though. That's how the IPL has been going so far, right?
So, yeah, I mean, they simply just have to do a better job at winning. They need to find a different secret sauce. Maybe time for Dhoni to take over.
Yeah, as that happened in the past. Remember, Jadeja was captaining one of the IPL seasons, and I think he gave up, and Dhoni came back,
Right.
and I think they won.
It's the Dhoni magic. Now, should we move on to Rajasthan Royals versus Punjab Kings? Won by 50 runs, and I have to highlight this guy, Jofra Archer. His economy was 4, so how good is he as a bowler?
A really good start. I mean, for Rajasthan Royals, they had 205 on the board. So Jofra Archer coming in and getting a couple of wickets early with Priyansh Arya and the big wicket of Shreyas Iyer. So as soon as he got those 2 wickets, then he was just flying off. I mean, he bowled in some really great channels. That's the Jofra Archer we know. That's why they have him in the team. He comes in with a lot of pace. He offers a lot of bounce from any surface that you play on, and he's got a good slow one as well. So he's a complete package, and whenever it's his day, he's gonna just run through the opposition.
Yeah, Punjab being my winning team for this IPL, losing with 50 runs, I was not happy about it. But as I mentioned in the first episode, about Jofra Archer, if he's gonna get going, it's gonna be lethal. So that was the one missing point for basically Rajasthan Royals. So if the bowling unit, as I said, he's the lead bowler, and if he starts like taking wickets, it's gonna be a game changer for Rajasthan Royals. They've been a good team, but they only have won 2 games as of now.
That's why scored from top the order.
Much needed, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So he scored.
Like,
He scored
like I
runs
said
in that
last time, it was very much needed. It was time he had to step up and deliver. It was time. So hopefully this is the momentum they were looking for, because 2 years ago when they made the finals, it was Jaiswal who was taking the charge from very top of the order. So I'd like to see that, and I would also like to see what's this guy?
Sanju Samson.
No. Riyan Parag, right. I also want to see him grow. Like, I also want to see him do some more magic. Like in one of these games, he scored 30 odd runs, but that's not enough.
43 on this game.
Right.
So I think for this, it's the complete opposite story of CSK. The top order really performed in RR, so they really took advantage of the power play, put some really good runs from the openers, and then Riyan Parag contributed 43. Sanju Samson's back, the captain, and I think the top order really set the rhythm for the rest of the squad.
Score on the board. Some games are going to be like that for every team. Some games it's going to be really close. Some games they're going to win by some margin, because they are looking to go hard and chase the target. So I think good on Rajasthan Royals one. It was a complete all-round performance with Jaiswal coming and scoring, Sanju Samson getting in some runs, and Jofra Archer bowling some really fiery stuff. And also like Dixon, I think he was good in the middle overs as well. Got a couple of wickets.
Yeah.
Right. Every team will go through this, Prithu, like you said. There are 10 teams, and every team has to go through this. Even the teams that are winning, if Punjab is going, it's almost like they have finished a quarter of the game, quarter portion of the game, 5 games, 4 or 5 games, right?
4.
So yeah, I mean it's time. Even if you're winning, you have to take that setback so you can rethink, reassess, because your mentality has to change, your mindset has to change. Yes, your game, your goal, your aim is one, but how you get it, you have to keep navigating every day in different ways.
So see, I think 205 against Punjab is not a great score. I mean, Punjab has really good batting lineup. So basically, Shreyas and Stoinis has failed. In this game, Shreyas has not been didn't score some runs. He started well, so the middle order the top order kind of collapsed in this situation to 0, 17, 10, and 1, like 1, 2, 3, 4. So then Vadera and Glenn Maxwell had to push him. So that put pressure on the team to chase 205. But if you get a top-notch start within that 6 overs with the batting lineup they have, like 60-odd runs for a wicket or two, it would have been a different story. But Jofra Archer has bowled really well in this game. He took these 2 important wickets in the power play. So that kind of changed the entire thing in this chase for Punjab Kings.
Now, should we look at Sunrisers versus Gujarat Titans? So Gujarat Titans won the match by 7 wickets, and player of the match, Muhammad Siraj. Are we surprised? What a good bowler. Same thing like Jofra Archer. His economy was 4, so he was amazing with his bowling. He took 4 wickets for just 17.
It looks like Siraj has better luck elsewhere.
And then RCB.
All players, once they leave RCB, they start.
Yes,
It's the stats.
every player wants to prove a point whenever they change the franchise, because Siraj was there with them for quite some time, I guess 8 or 9 years, but then he switches on to Gujarat Titans and comes in and delivers the good. I mean, his bowling spell in that match was something really good. He was swinging the ball away from the right-handers and obviously bringing the ball into the left-handers. The Sunrisers batsmen, like we know, are struggling, and then Siraj comes in with such great rhythm and speed that they can't get on top of him. And at any point, Siraj just owned the Sunrisers batting lineup. You can say, if you can say that. I mean, he was bowling some great channels, and I'm not even surprised that he got 4 wickets actually, because that's the kind of rhythm he was bowling in that match.
It was really good to see him bowl that way. It was because we haven't seen him on the limelight for the past few months.
Right.
But time, and IPL is the platform where you perform in 2 games and you're being seen again. And I think that luck is coming in his favor. So good to see, but IPL is a very long format. Cricket, if you keep playing one important game like this every 3-4 days, the stress, the pressure, it's not about the practice and training, it's also about the travel, because you have home and away games. And when you do that, your stress level gets, it increases. A lot of players, they cannot cope up with all of these things, and especially imagine those players who are just made from the talent hunt. They are not introduced to any of these things, so it's also an adjustment. Yes, we see as charm, but there is a lot that they go through, and kudos to these guys, because they have immense pressure, because they are being paid each and every game, they are being seen each and every game, and they know not just the audience in front of TV. They are being seen each and every ball being faced by thousands and thousands of people, and them playing that ball makes a lot of decisions. It creates a lot of fans or enemies for them, and which is what betting has done in today's date. But think how many eyes are there, and that one ball, whether he's a bowler or a batsman, plays an impact. So the pressure is super immense. So kudos to these guys for keeping it calm.
Definitely. It's not just the pressure, it's also the recovery time. There's only a short period of 3 or 4 days between matches, and it's such a short time for you to recover, go back to practice, so it's just too much happening in such a period of time, and they have to perform game after game in T20 format.
What do you call it? Possibly one of these teams, the winner might end up winning the championship, is how I see this game. And especially
That's a big statement.
At this point of the game. Because this is where everything heats up. Right now, you're fighting for number 1 spot.
RCB.
Right. But if you look at Delhi, they have only played against the teams that has like 2 out of 3, like are the bottom teams. Whereas if you look at Bangalore, they went to Chennai and won in Chennai first time in like 15, 16 years. Back to back, very next week, they went to Mumbai and won in Mumbai after 10 years.
So, in my opinion, the game actually, will go with a bang with Rajat Patidar. Captain's knock, 64 out of 32, 200 strike rate. Came with a bang, scored amazingly, proved himself that, he is the captain of RCB. Because if you look, he's been a dark horse. He scored last game too. So he's been scoring runs for RCB if you want to see. And he's been scoring with great strike rate. So, that's what has given RCB an edge. The middle order, the De Villiers, that RCB lost, I think is coming back to like filling the gas for RCB. So that's been really good on RCB side. Batting wise, Rohit Sharma has to step up, big time in this IPL. He has not been scoring runs. Even last game, one of the game he didn't even play. The recent game that he was in. So basically, again, the top order, Rickleton has not been going either. He's a super batsman. And Will Jack. So basically, if you want to see, all three teams that has been on bottom of the table, number 1, number 2, and number 3 has not been scored as many runs as they expected. So that's been a drawback for Mumbai. And Surya has been scoring runs, and he's been criticized, saying, "Oh, he lost his form." And I recently saw Hardik kind of posting saying he believed in Surya Kumar. Yeah, he's been scoring runs, to be honest.
He's at number 2 actually.
It's not like he's not scoring, he's not winning the game. Top order has to get going for Mumbai to, win matches.
That's the case with any team, like you said earlier. I mean, if the top order does not score, then it's tough on the middle order to just come in and rescue the team all the time, especially when you're chasing a big target. A good start from the top order where the bottom order can just come, and even if it's like 10 or 11 runs and over, then they can go big from the first ball because they know what they're trying to get, right? They just need to get 1 run more than what the opposition has scored in the first innings. So I think the top order needs to click for every team.
Gujarat has been, leading the scoreboard with, 4 games to out of 5 in 4 games. So this is the 5th game that they won, 4th game that they won out of 5. Won by 58 runs, great, high on confidence. They all been chipping in. Sudarshan has scored 80 runs in this game. So everybody is chipping in. So Josh Butler came back with a 0 to 36. Shah Rukh Khan scored pretty good. They did a good thing of putting this guy up the order so he gets to bat. Smart move by Gujarat, have their batting role in, rotating, getting some runs from the bat, which is so important because, when you go in a match, that's going to be important, right? Runs high, that's what you call. Rutherford has been doing well. Luckily, good for him. Tewati has scored 24 of 12.
Yeah, finally.
I've been questioning Gujarat why he's been playing because he doesn't bowl, and then he came on this game and scored 24 of 12, which is a very good crucial knock at this point of time. And Rashid Khan has been there, and then Sai Kishore has been a number 2 bowler. Is just right behind Noor Ahmed with a wicket for the purple cap.
Yeah, I'd like to stress on the fact that how important getting runs at the top of the order is. Like we've been discussing throughout this discussion as well, that whichever team bats well at the top of the order is doing well. So that's the prime example that Gujarat Titans is, because whenever Sai Sudarshan comes in and scores a 50, the team has won, right? And even when Sai Sudarshan got out earlier in the previous match, then their captain Shubman Gill finished it off for them. So which was a tough ask for them, and then they just didn't cope up with the net run rate. I mean, they tried to up the ante, but then they just kept on losing wickets at regular intervals, which just helped Gujarat Titans. That they were always in the game, and Rajasthan Royals were never in the game because they were losing wickets, and then obviously their top order couldn't get much of the score. So that's why I think they fell quite short. I mean, kudos to Gujarat Titans. I think they've been really strong throughout the tournament, and they look in good shape with Sai Sudarshan. He's an elegant batsman. The way he scores his runs is really delightful to watch. Just get those cow drives in, and he's been playing the ramp over the fine leg for 6s. I mean, that's hitting length balls for 6s. That's unorthodox for him. He's a technical batsman, but then he just scores around the wicket. So that's just on the fact that how players have changed their game in this IPL, which is great to see. I mean, it's great entertainment for the audience.
Now, before we move on, let's talk about the orange cap and the purple cap. The race is on Nicholas Puran and then Surya Kumar and then Sai Sudarshan. What do we think?
Well, there's a lot to think because it looks like they've been scoring a lot of runs. So we'll see. We'll continue watching. We'll continue tracking. And like Brad mentioned earlier, see, Surya Kumar has been scoring. It's been, he's almost there, right? So,
Yeah.
give one more week. We'll see, which batsmen are going to take it because, one of these batsmen will have a downtime.
For Nicholas Puran, I'm not even surprised to see him at the top of the bunch because he's just smoking them all over the park. He just has that range, 360.
Yeah. So on the orange cap, for the orange cap, Nicky P has been fab. He's been going like great. Look at the strike rate, scoring at like 225 plus. As Pritu mentioned, he is smoking them all over the park. So he had a really good sweep and reverse as well. So he's been very lethal batting wise. Yeah, I think bowlers have been very skeptic to which line and length to bowl because he's able to score any kind of delivery. So yeah, he deserves that. And then there are people following up. Surya, Sudarshan, Marsh, Butler. See, Butler is right on the race. And on the bowling side, Noor Ahmed, he's from Afghanistan, bowling really well. I think Dhoni has played a very good part here on this purple cap, and I think he's a great kid, and I think he's gonna continue taking wickets, and as long as he's Dhoni's behind the stumps.
That's going to be very interesting. The race for the orange cap and the purple cap is still on. Great performances yet to come by. And before we leave for today, I want to say, Brad, your Australia jersey is just, I can't take my eyes off of it. Beautiful yellow color. I think we need to step up our outfit game. We need to wear our favorite team's jerseys next time we meet.
All right.
I mean, you already have the iCaptain color in your background. What else do you need?
So that is it for this week's video. We will be back every week until the end of the IPL 2025. So stay tuned with us, with me, Sharvani Regmi, Ashik Lama, Brad Chalise, and Pritu Baskota. See you here next week.
Thank you.
All right, guys. See ya. Talk to you
Thanks.
later.